show, cause we give you what you need. And it's 3 times a week. It's that bacon, egg, and cheese. It's that bacon, egg, and cheese show. And it's 3 times a week. Y'all know we bring that heat. It's that bacon, egg, and cheese.
With no further ado,
he's here.
Darius McCrary.
The baby daddy finally came to pick up the kids. Yes.
Hey.
Welcome to Bacon, Egg, and Cheese.
Thank you so
for
much for
coming.
having me. Thank you. I will be your breakfast, your lunch, and your dinner. As long as you promise to be right.
Talk that shit.
There you go.
Okay, well, you just started off real extra smooth chocolate with it. And we already saw the interaction so much that is why half of the audience is here. Our last guest, DJ Grace, said when she saw that Lux baby daddy was here, she had to pull up. Now, there is no confusion in the way that y'all feel because we see it publicly.
Let me just say, if I am, the baby daddy, then that makes me lucky.
Ooh. Whoa, talk that talk.
Very smooth.
You see how them chocolate men do? Them chocolate men, boy.
Oh my God! And let me say as well, it is just it's such a pleasure and an honor to be in the midst of such beauty. You 3 amazing shades of queenery, are magnificently crafted and absolutely wonderfully exhibiting what royalty should be. And we have to make sure that we take it back to queendom to get to kingdom. See, everybody wants to be a ruler, but nobody wants to do the work that it takes to have a kingdom. See, it's not king just the word king, or it's not just queen. It's kingdom. And that means that you are building through the wisdom of the journey that it took to become king, to become queen. See, dom means to rule. It means to have. So dominion. So it's a word that's put in action. It's a verb. It means it's something you must do constantly. So as we are on our quest.
Look at all this.
As we are on our quest, hey, I love that orange. I love that orange, baby.
Talk, baby daddy. He gonna talk to them kids.
As we are on that quest to greatness, as we are working our way to kingdom, to have dominion, we have to remember our positions and we have to play them to the fullest.
Come on, positions.
And I'm happy to be in the position that I'm in next to my queen this morning. Hey,
that right.
You too smooth. This is how you was getting all the ladies. You know all the lines.
Ain't have shit on him.
Listen, all you dudes out there spending all this money, you don't have to spend all this money to get the lady to drop her drawers. All you gotta do is talk like this. And it's going down.
Now, hold on. Let me say this in addition to what you're saying. It may get the draws to drop, but you have to walk the walk to keep the draws down, baby.
There you go.
And I'm gonna say this: I have to give props to Billy D. Williams because I learned so much from him. The time that I was blessed to spend with him, he's still here. He's an amazing icon, and I want everybody to go send him some love and send him some flowers while he's here. We have to remember to pay homage to our icons while we have them here in our midst. They will still be with us. Okay, don't make no mistake that when the physical is put to rest, that the spiritual is not still working. There's more. Monty Shaka has taught me that there's more dead shit moving around on this planet than there is shit that we call alive. Now, I'm gonna say this in addition to that. This thing you're looking at is a box, okay? So we have enough time that we are spending inside of this box. So we have to make sure that we live so that when this thing goes inside of that box, we've done all that we can to be able to live beyond what we see. So I'm saying all that to bring it on home, to say that we have to make sure that we give the proper love and adoration to our great ones while we have them here in the midst, so that when they go on, we can reach out to them and they can give us the guidance that we need to make it through this thing. Because this is obviously a very crazy chess game that's being played as we now maneuver our way through the pandemic, and we have to make sure that we are properly prepared, and we have to make sure that we are aware, and we as Black folks have to be reminded that we don't have the luxury of the foolishness of participating in the foolishness that we were thrown into, that was introduced to us. We don't have the luxury anymore of doing what we once were told we were supposed to do as who we were supposed to be on the chessboard. And we're not those pieces. And it's chess, y'all, not checkers. Oh, I love that orange, lady. Look, you put that orange on. You put that on.
You throwing him off.
Tell me today.
Throwing him off, sis.
Yes.
Listen, he came.
I'm throwing
I
the
wanted to
rice,
ask about
bitch.
that anyway.
I'm throwing the rice,
I wanted
bitch.
to ask
I'm
about
throwing
you and
it.
but you was going into philosopher. So how did the two of
Nobody
you
just
get
know
acquainted?
That's what is this the love connection today?
He keeps bringing it up, baby. So while it's on the table,
Baby, don't make
let's
me
talk
laugh,
about
baby.
these. He loves the cheese. He
I
loves the
thought
cheese.
she said we was going to speak about your illustrious career.
We gonna get there, baby. Don't worry. I got you. But before we get to that,
I want to tell you guys something. I'm a bit irritated because, you know, I don't know what's going on, but through the advancements of modern technology, we constantly find ourselves falling behind. I had everything set up. I was going to get on a computer so you could have a pretty picture and I could be, but the computer, it started acting up. You know, these things have minds of their own. So I'm sitting here doing this Gramcast through the phone. So if I move, you know, just understand it's not on me. It's, you know, it's that I'm dealing with the advancements of modern technology.
Don't apologize. All of us are on the phone.
you good. Just don't move around too much. Find a good spot where you can stay stationed, and then we're all good. You look good.
That sounds like good sex to me, the way you described that. Just find a good spot to stay there.
Hold up.
You want the cheese.
Hold up. Speaking of good sex, before you came up here, I was talking about orgasms being a workout for the brain. So this is what I learned watching this documentary. But let me tell y'all something real quick. So what I also learned is that 95% of heterosexual men orgasm during sex. Okay? 88% of bi men orgasm during sex, and 89% of gay men orgasm during sex. But compared to men, 65% of heterosexual women only orgasm during sex.
I'm gonna say this
because it's harder to get there.
But wait, real quick, they said 86% of lesbians said that they orgasm during sex.
Well,
they know each other better.
That's probably why I consider myself a lesbian, because I'm a giver, and I'm gonna make sure that mine gets hers. That's what I have to. I can't get up from the situation, you know, to be continued. You know, it don't work that way, you know, because you got to remember this. Just like there's always a young lady when you let your man out the house, ladies. There's always some lovely young lady waiting. You can never let him leave hungry or full, because there's always a lady waiting with her hand out who can give him a sandwich or make sure he gets where he's going. So you got to make sure he leaves the house full and empty at the same damn time. You know, there's always somebody waiting with a sandwich and a handout to give him what he needs. So for me, I'm going to use the same philosophy, and I'm going to make sure that mine leaves the house empty and full. And I cook, and look, you know, I've been seeing.
Well, you was dating or married to one of the fullest women in the industry. See or no?
I tried to make an honest woman out of her. I did.
You did.
I did, but you know, old.
We won't say no names because we don't. Shout out to them. But you was in a relationship with, you know, someone who was, you know.
Oh no, we were married. We were married.
They were married, baby.
Yeah,
I just wasn't sure where you was at. So yes, you and Corinne Steffens were married. Because Because he's talking about the love. So we're going to get to the family matters in the second half of the show,
Well,
but we're going to meet him where he's at. Yeah, we're going to meet him where he's at.
Anything that I've done or I do, I first off don't have to give anybody an explanation for. However, if you're wondering, I'll make sure that you understand my life is an open secret, and I'll go ahead and I'll put something on your mind so you can go ahead and move on to your next line in time. Go ahead and get what you're supposed to be. Don't worry about me because I'm gonna finish running my race. So to answer your question,
you know what? Time out. Like, see me, I translate different things from different situations. Like, that was a lot of teaching and a lot of learning in a situation like that. You know what I mean? When somebody, I view it completely differently. Well,
I think that she's actually a very smart woman. So I don't fault you for falling for her.
That's how we actually entered into the situation, because she is a very intelligent woman. It wasn't about the salacious behavior. It wasn't about all of the foolishness and all of the ignorance that came with, a lot of the things that we have to do sometimes to get on. People don't understand it. You have to understand this. The ring that you kiss to get on is the ring that you'll be kissing as long as you're in the ring. Because it's a fight. It's a ring we're in. This is not, we're in, whether it's a 3-ring circus or
He breaking up. I want to hear this.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Am I there? Okay, I'm gonna go out.
Yeah,
I could hear you.
Yeah, you there.
But I don't think the audience could.
He was chopping up. I couldn't hear him.
So what I was saying is that you have to remember that this is a thing called. The sound is the sound is going.
Yeah, now you good now.
Yes, you good now. Yes.
So what I'm saying is that this thing is called show business. It's not called show emotion. It's not called show friends. It's not called anything other than show business. And the word show is little, and the word business is big. So this young lady, she put herself in a position where she had to do certain things to stay on. And she was willing to sacrifice everything, obviously, to be in that position. And when she gave everything up and lost everything, there was no one there to save her. And it's indicative, and it's a sad example of what this business will do to you. So I've spoke on that. Luck, you were right. There was a lot of teaching, a lot of patience. I mean, you said it so eloquently, and that really is what it was. So
to be honest, I've been all around, and I've dealt with so many different women who live the lifestyles that they live for all kind of reasons, and just because some of them become more popular than others, there are thousands of women like this, you know what I mean? And they're very talented when it's time to get intimate, and they just know where you are, every button and everything. But at the same time, a lot of it will lead from a broken home, a broken heart. A lot of it will lead from, different things. So I never ever judge people, you know what I'm saying? And if you knew anybody close to me, they'd tell you, look, love the hoes, so.
Wait, what?
Yes, she do.
Everybody love the hoes. So, I don't judge anybody for anything. I would just ask really inappropriate questions that this platform is not going to ask today. So tell us about your career. That's what we were doing.
Well, I did have one more question. Not about her. Not about her.
You're gonna be that girl.
No, not about her. I just feel like you could tell that you have a certain kind of confidence and you're at a certain level. So it's like, can you give people any kind of advice on dealing with, like, you know, backlash or hearing things from their friends about their personal decisions? Like, how did you handle that, and how can you help others to handle it?
I'm gonna say it one more time. This thing that you see is a box. It's put together. It's 3-dimensional. It's a box, and you live in this thing until it's time for you to move on to your next evolution. And when this thing is done and it doesn't work anymore, they put it in a box. And this thing, this body, will spend more time in that box than it did walking around this planet, more than likely. So my thing is, get outside the box before you put in the box.
There you fucking go.
Hey, you better live. You better live.
Now,
You should have been a rapper too. You got
he
bars,
he
nigga.
raps.
You need
You
a bomb.
got bars. What?
He's a rapper and a singer.
Let me get that man a bomb. Let me get that bomb.
He's a rapper and a singer, and we definitely heard him sing on Family Matters. Now
Yeah,
it's time
we know
for
that.
family time with Darius McCrary. So our first question is Family Matters. What is your fondest Family Matters memory?
God, listen, we got over 300 episodes. We did 10 years together. There's so many. I can't choose or pick one. I have to say that honestly, I just love Jaleel White. He's my brother from another mother. He's my dear friend. We have an amazing relationship still. He's solid. And I just love thinking about, you know, the time that all of the cast spent together. The work that we did was just phenomenal, unprecedented still to this day. You know, I don't knock anybody for any performances or any other shows, but I know what we had to do. I know what we meant to television. We know what we meant to the Miller Boyette family. And I just love Jaleel and that whole cast. So anything we had to do together, Cherry, you know, Kelly, everybody on the show was just phenomenal in their own right. Sean, who played Waldo, and Tracy Spencer, Tender Kisses.
Tender Kisses. That's my shit. But a lot of people don't know that Family Matters was actually a spinoff of a show called Perfect Strangers that Harriet was like a secondary character on. So then she got the spinoff.
You are that girl. She did. Listen, you really are that girl.
So then the spinoff comes, and then it's supposed to be about your family, Harriet's family. Urkel was brought later on in the season as, again, a secondary, kind of like a secondary role, kind of like a supporting role. And then people loved his snorkel and his gardening cheese and all his anecdotes so much that they started to focus on him.
Well let me say this. I'm gonna put it to you like this. We were already in a rocket that was headed to the moon. Okay, Miller Boyette.
Right.
Them cats were the sitcom dons. Okay, you talking about Perfect Strangers? They went back to Happy Days. Okay, these dudes produced the best little whorehouse in Texas.
I love that show. I love Balky.
Let's not even play with it. Okay, we had some OGs, and then Bill Bickley and Michael Warren. Go Google them names. Okay, these cats was writing on the line.
I wasn't saying that he made the show. No, I wasn't saying that.
These was big dogs, so let's not even play. I'm not even finna even play with it. Okay, we was in
what I'm trying to ask is, did that change the dynamic behind the scenes?
You're right.
You're breaking up.
Already about to blast off. We added an element to the team, and
Breaking up.
Just give him a minute, y'all. He gonna come back.
and Brown Sugar on Broadway. She had a theater. We was lit. You know what I'm saying? When Jaleel showed up, it was so amazing. Go ahead, love. What are you gonna say?
And outside of being lit, what you guys did for the Black American family, You know, having the family that everybody related to, everybody, all the girls loved you, heartthrob, and that's how you're still talking crazy to this day. And everybody loved Laura. It was just a wonderful cast. But besides that, I know me and my family were always tuned in. TGI Fridays and all of that. Like, you guys put on amazing, and you guys meant so much to. Yeah, you meant so much to the Black community. It's just bigger than a show, you know, and I know that the love that you get in the streets, it will be forever because it meant a lot to a lot of people who didn't have that family dynamic.
Well, that's what I was about to say. So, Miller Boyette, all their shows had someone zany. Like you said, Perfect Strangers had Balky, from wherever the fuck, I forget, from Greece or Mipos, wherever he was, right? Laverne and Shirley, Lenny and Squiggy, the Fonz, they had a formula. So what that did was it allowed people to look past this family element because there were a lot of people who were watching this show who weren't Black, who couldn't relate to certain things. Like, and kudos to Reginald Bell Johnson and Joe Marie and Thelma for standing up at times for us, even as kids, because we didn't have a voice. We you know, a lot of times when they would come to them asking me how I felt about doing certain things as a young Black man, African American man, they would you know, ask. But my point is this: Jaleel made the show palatable and funny so that you could deal with more than just the family issues, and that's how we were able to slip in those lessons because you were busy laughing at the funniness and the zaniness. You understand what I'm saying, y'all? So of
course, it's iconic. It's iconic, you know, and they brought the family together. Amazing.
And it's like you said, some of my greatest moments in life is when somebody will come up to me who's not Black, and they will say, "Yo, I started watching this show at a time when I could have formed some opinions about Black people, you know, because of stereotypes and propaganda. And I watched this show, and I saw just people and Black people just being good people. And thank you so much for helping change my mind when it could have been left the wrong time." And that's what that show was about. And that's what Jaleel allowed a lot of people. But you are right. He was only scheduled to be a recurring or a guest star, but he was so great. He was so great that they made him a part of the show, and he played his part. That's what he did, you know, magnificently. And he's so much
I wasn't
more than
saying that he was the show. I was actually going in the same direction that you was. I was going to say that it was like crazy that people gravitated to a Black, like, nerdy character in a time where that wasn't being presented. But then you, maybe the distortion of the phones, you caught a different signal, but you hit it, baby. Don't worry.
No, I didn't. I was adding to what you were saying, and that's my point.
But I just wanted to make sure I wasn't saying that he was the show, because my favorite character, I love Laura. Like, what Black girl didn't want to be Laura? I wasn't saying that he was the show. No, I was just saying that it was crazy that he was being brought in.
Upstairs. What happened? Upstairs.
What happened to Judy?
So listen, y'all. Judy. Let me tell you guys something. I'm doing a one-man show, and I'm gonna address all of this shit in this one-man show. It's coming soon.
Where can we find it?
It's coming. I'm gonna tell you. But listen, this is to add to what you're saying. I did a movie called Kingdom Come, starring Whoopi Goldberg, LL Cool J, Vivica Fox, Jada Pinkett Smith, Anthony Anderson, Lavetta Devine. Did I miss any? White family. They took the movie and made it a Black family called the Slocums, and it. Color lines, especially now, because we have access to find the truth. Before, we didn't have access. We had to only take what they gave us. And we have to find ourselves in the history that we're missing. And we also have to find ourselves in the history that we need to create the narrative for. That's what I'm saying. In fact, I'm to a point in my life where I consider myself unapologetically beyond Black. See, all that bullshit that they try to pin on a Black man, I'm not carrying that.
No, that's true.
I'm not taking it. So that's what these projects, when we're blessed to have to be a part of, that's what they are. Because the producers of these projects only see one thing: motherfucking green.
Yeah.
Can I ask you this? Can I ask you this? You know, coming from television and sitcoms and you know everything's scripted, really having to learn your craft and how to be an actor, where your points, and you know y'all had a live studio audience and all of that. How do you feel about reality TV when it started to switch from more reality TV to from sitcoms? How do you feel about that?
Well, I feel that it's a necessary evil. Once again, I'm a fan of evolution. I believe that it's like rap music. You know, it's a form of expression that showed up to I guess reach a different audience, and it's not going anywhere. So you know, you better figure out who your favorite rapper is and rock with it. Now, what my issue is when it comes to the black portrayal of us in reality, it's different. And listen, I'll never play the race card, but when it comes to black entertainment, and when it comes to white entertainment, I mean, if you ever go to a grocery stand, just go look at all of the covers of the magazines, and you know, you could have a black project that's great, that needs press, and you'll look on and you'll see some amazing and beautiful white starlet or you know, star, you know, and they'll be talking about how Scientology saved their life, and you know, and you're missing out on promoting these black projects. I mean, they won't even have a project, you know. So
can I play the other side of that one too? I think
please,
that if
please talk to me. Talk.
I think that if our community remembered the roles that we played in Black Wall Street and different towns like that, roles were like when we had our own and focused on our own. Like sometimes I think that we look at it from the angle of black and white, which totally exists. But at the same time, it's like if you look at these other communities, like the Asian communities, the Latino communities, if they want their people on the cover of a magazine, they're gonna put them on the cover of a magazine.
Absolutely.
It's just that these people, like if we take away the race line, and I'm not saying it does not exist, but if everybody started to focus on like, now I'm not going to support that. If we, you know, we're going to make our own magazine and we're going to make our own award shows. Of course, well, we have, and I'm with it. But I'm just saying, like, even with the social media thing, it's like everybody's complaining about what's happening with TikTok, but they're not really supporting fan base. And, you know, it's like, I think that if we all got a mentality together as one,
you're right,
we'd be able to succeed.
No, 1,000%. That's my point. That's what I'm saying. In essence, I guess I didn't. You finished my thought. You finished my sentence for me. Thank you.
Oh, you finishing sentences, baby.
And
I also wanted to talk to you about the movie Next Day Air. My brother used to watch this movie.
That was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, Robbie Reed.
My brother loved this movie. He's like, you better ask him about this. He watches movie every day.
Yeah,
1 year, like every day. So he wanted to know, like,
once again,
he loves this movie.
Once again, that movie was indicative again of a project that was urban, not being properly promoted. It was a great movie, great cast, and it could have done a whole lot more if we wouldn't have come out and been, you know, put against Star Wars. I'm not Star Wars, Star Trek, at the opening weekend. But once again, that's on the heads of the producers and relationships, and you know, actors and entertainers, singers, rappers. We get into it and we put our hearts into something, and you know, we're giving the best performances we can. But there's a whole lot that goes on behind the scenes that determines the outcome and the success of a project. So that was a lot of fun to be a part of that project, and great memories. Omari Hardwick, Mike Epps, great cast.
Ghost before he was Ghost.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hey, look, I want to do a song with you. We got to tell everybody.
Before we go into our...
Hey, you know, we gonna be working on a song, y'all. Luck and I, we working on a song. She gonna do it because, you know, I just love her voice. She just so cold with the lyrics the way she do it. And then we gonna do something real fly, y'all. We gonna, you know, we're going to do something to bring back the dynamic of, you know, treat her like a lady, and, you know, how a gentleman needs to behave.
Yes.
You know, in the presence of a lady, you know. So we're really excited about that.
Well, we still looking for a studio.
We thought we were gonna choose like music over acting because you do both so well.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. You know, honestly, if I had a choice, it would have been music, because I come from a very musical family. My father has worked with so many great musicians and so many great people throughout the years that have allowed me access and form friendships with great people like Michael Jackson and Prince and Rick James. George Clinton. Oh my God, I love George. That's
like one of your mentors.
Man. That's one of my greatest mentors. El DeBarge. I mean, I love you, El. You know, and it's been great because I've been able to forge my own relationships with a lot of those greats who taught me so much. So I would have chose music. However, I don't possess the tolerance that comes with a lot of the bullshit in the music industry. I just don't have the tolerance for it. You know, I probably would have been one of them guys that y'all heard, you know, who did something stupid, you know, trying to get his money or something. You know, I just, you know, and I'm a lover, not a fighter. So, you know,
well,
shout out to all, real quick. Let me say this, Lissa, real quick. He is totally right. Shout out to all the artists out there because it is hard being in the music industry. It is rough. What you say, Luck? PTS, where we suffer from?
PTSD.
Shit's real. You understand? And that's why I'll be on edge every fucking day. And I'm like, bitch, don't play with me because I might tap that jaw. You don't know what I've been through.
Because I'm close.
Do you feel Iggy Azalea spoke out against this recently, and she said that she felt like it's the record label's responsibility to have care for the artist's mental health and hire psychologists or psychiatrists or somebody to help them with that. Do you feel like that's the record label's responsibilities?
So let me say this, in addition to what you said, and you know, Luck, I want to give props to so many artists who've been able to endure. First off, when we look at the history of who we are as Black people and what our contribution is to music and where we come from, that story in itself is fucking amazing. Do you guys understand that I'm sure you do, ladies? I'm talking to our viewers and our listeners and, you know, our audience. You guys have to understand that we as Black people weren't even allowed to sing certain shit. Billie Holiday's song Strange Fruit was about the hanging of Black people. It was in code. We used to have to sing for our meal. We used to have to sing so that we wouldn't be prostituted a lot of times. We would be like, yo, I can sing. Can I entertain, please? You don't even understand. So all you brothers out here who want to get on, more power to you, who want to sing, who want to rap. I'm not gonna go too deep into that because it really fucks with me. But my point is that there was so much that was done to be out front so that we didn't have to do other things, if you dig what I'm saying. So that we didn't have to rob, we didn't have to kill, we didn't have to steal. We would entertain. So back to what you were saying. The industry should, yes, very much teach these young artists how to manage their money, how to manage the mental health, how to keep themselves, and teach the ladies, teach you ladies how to handle yourselves out there on the road, and what you don't have to do to get on. We should definitely talk about that for actors as well. I look at the situation with is it Lil Baby? It's Lil Baby, right? That how he's just canceled because of something that he said, homophobic statements. Nobody said to this brother, listen, man, I know you was just selling dope three months ago, and you was a gangster and you was all this, but you're not that no more. And this is an industry that's run by an eclectic group of people. There are groups that you're gonna have to understand are gonna be your stylists. They're gonna be your directors. That are gonna be the people that you are working with, and you're now a part of this group. You're not a part of that group anymore, even though you.
Wait, no, that's not true. That's not true, and that's the narrative that everybody's running with. But when he was having all of these shootouts and kept getting arrested, Diddy sat down, tried to talk to him, and 50 Cent was trying to talk to him.
Oh, wow.
And go look videos up because I watch and read the media all the time. Diddy definitely came to see him because at one point in time he kept getting locked up, and somebody told him, "Yo, you in the industry right now." So but I definitely feel like they took the comments and spent it. Yeah, they took the comments and they spent his comments though and like made it like he was anti-gay. Like anybody could have been doing, what it is that he was describing. Like, I don't know, the way that they spin his statement, even though it's not appropriate what he said.
My brother Donovan, he told me that. My brother Donnie, he played Little Ricky in Boys in the Hood. He's a phenomenal producer and rapper. He was Spider on Family. We be having these conversations, and Donnie told me that. He said that, but I found it hard to believe that this brother wasn't primed or prepped, and these statements just came out like this. And my point is this: now he's canceled. His kids can't eat. His career. How do you bounce back from that? I mean,
let me say this real quick though, right? So when I was on Bad Boy and I was in the group, I had certain members in my group that just came from hard times, from the hood. They ain't never been nowhere, and they got thrown into this shit, and then they didn't know how to deal with it. And it was times where I would tell them, it was times one of them wanted to quit. Like Fred would be like, "I'm fucking out of here, fuck this shit. You know where I'm from, I don't deal with this shit." And I would tell him like, "Yo, my nigga, don't leave, you got a kid." And I would try to talk to them and try to get them out of that mind, but it's hard. And sometimes they be young and it take you to live life, bro. Sometimes it take you to lose shit to realize that, oh shit.
But right.
And hopefully you can get it back. But some people don't get it back. You are a product of your environment, and you never know when shit gonna pop. These motherfuckers was thrown on television. They ain't never had shit, never been nowhere outside they hood. Everybody in the world know them now. You got motherfuckers telling them what to do when they not used to that.
That's what I was getting at. That what you're saying is what I was getting at. That shit is dangerous. That's dangerous. I thank God that I had somewhat of a manual watching my father and his brothers and sisters. The group, the McCrarys. I had somewhat of a manual. Chip Fields discovered me. That's Kim Fields' mom, you guys. That's television, film and television royalty. She discovered me. She put me on. She would tell me stuff like, "Hey, we don't discuss business on the set. Whatever you got to say, you got to make sure that you talk about it when we leave the lot, because you don't know who's listening where. You never discuss business in the hair and makeup trailer." She taught me these things. My mama, they would teach me because my mom, managed my father, and she became my manager. My mom would say, listen, you don't ever eat on the set. We don't eat any food on the set. I knew these things. She, a craft services. Hey, listen, if they come and they offer you stuff, sometimes say no. Sometimes just say no. You don't want to appear to be so as a kid, I was able to transition into being an adult. There are a lot of child stars who don't get the opportunity to become a working adult actor because of bad habits, because they're not properly trained. It's more to it than just being talented, is what I'm saying. And a lot of times we think that we just supposed to be talented and we just supposed to use this gift, and we get out there and we burn the fuck out, and nobody's there to relight the flame, because you're mentally burnt out because you weren't given the tools to be able to navigate through the swamp. It's a swamp. That's what it is. There are animals in this shit that you ain't never seen. There are challenges you could never even imagine, and so I'm just
and a lot of people don't know about business. And yes, be grateful because you was blessed, because it's a lot of young people getting in the game and they do have talent. And the people that's putting them on know that they have the talent, but they don't got the smarts, they don't got the wit, and they don't know the business. And then this is where they get it, the rap game like the crack game. You taking niggas off the street and throwing them into an industry. They ain't never have a job. They ain't used to following rules
The
and
same with
getting up
film and
at a
television.
certain
The
time
same
and
with film and
having
television.
structure. They not used to that.
Hey, let me ask you something.
Yeah, they not used to that.
Where's the young brother who did The Blind Side? Where is he? His name's Quentin. Talented. Where is he? That shit's crazy. Look, you look so.
Well, it's all about good nurturing, like your mother.
Look.
Our next order.
Yeah. Wait. What was you saying? Hold up. What was you saying, Darius?
I said you look good, girl.
Oh.
You throwing him off with your beauty, but we gotta get to this order. So our next order is another child star who has sustained since being her first role as Akilah in The Beat. Keke Palmer shares a funny story about her momager manager, and let's take a look.
Yeah. But I remember for years my mom ran like my social media sites. You know, she ran my Twitter, my website, you know, because I started out so young. And I had like a private page that I would be on with my personal friends. And then one time my friend is like, you know, you have a lot of followers on your professional Twitter account. And I'm like, really? My mom was really working it. She worked me up to like 300K. And I'm like, oh, wow. I got a lot of followers. But then all of a sudden I started looking down and I see her tweeting back the trolls talking about, nah, you the bitch. You cannot cuss the fans and the trolls. She said, but you're my daughter. And they called you a bitch. Yeah.
Have you ever had any cases like that with your mom when she was managing some bitches out? And let them know that you're not the one to be played with?
Hey, my mom was no joke, and she still ain't. Like, for real, I'm going to tell you something. That woman is just amazing. You know, the cloth that she's cut from, they don't sell that fabric no more. It's just an honor to have her as a manager. And she graciously stepped aside. What she did was she had a business partner that she brought on to co-manage me after a certain point, named Stephen Shore, who I love so much. He retired when the game changed, and when he decided to retire, my mom was like, all right, I'm done, and I've given you all I can, and you go ahead and you handle your business. She really looked out, and I wish that I would have listened a lot more, because I probably would have avoided a lot more calamity when it comes to the fair sex. I'm not gonna lie. I got a thing for you ladies, and it's kind of hard to say no sometimes. And I found myself in some situations that I've grown through, and my mom did the best she could to protect me. So. But thank God there was no social media back then, because I'd have really been
about it. Sometimes
speaking of social media, there's a challenge running through social media. It's called the #Crate Challenge. Now, if you are about building and about getting through calamity, this might be the challenge for you. Let's take a look.
I'm not doing this thing. I saw this thing.
Started to see spaceships on blanket.
Okay, let's see somebody else.
That nigga doing that shit fast. Make sure you put 2 feet up there. 2 feet on the
Make sure you put 2 feet up there.
It's the Hood Olympics, baby. He's thinking this through.
You think too long, you think wrong. That's it.
Oh!
That shit hurt. That hurt.
Well, let me say this.
No, she gonna make it.
She gonna make it.
She gonna make it. She gonna get. All right, not her. This one. Somebody makes it her.
Is that one for you? Is that one for you, T?
And you gotta come back down?
This is the gold medalist. Yeah, you gotta come back down to get the money.
But you can tell some of them have never.
American Ninja.
Fuck you, T. I'm gonna hand you the gun. Just kill yourself. Fuck. Cause it ain't happening. Shit.
Wow.
You might have it though.
Run, bitch, run.
That's what somebody just
Just
said.
run, bitch, run. I would have jumped down that shit.
Let me
Jump,
see it.
bitch, jump.
Hey, she don't
Hurry
know what
up,
the fuck to
bitch.
listen to. Hey, everybody said go south, go west, go east.
Jump, bitch.
It's the anticipation for me.
Come on, man. Ain't nobody you a zombie.
There you go, bitch.
Let's get it.
There you fucking go.
That's the gold medalist, baby, of the
Hey,
Hood
she did what
Olympics.
you said. She ran. She ran.
It take a woman to get
I would
that
have
done.
ran out because I'm looking at that shit. I'm like, yo, I would have ran down that shit. Either I would have ran or I would have jumped. But back in the days, because niggas from the hood in New York, y'all know we used to use them milk crates. We sat on the blocks on the milk crates. But one thing we did, if you lived in certain neighborhoods, you had hills. The blocks was hills. And we would sit in the crate, and then they would hold on the back, and then they would push you down the hill. And then my crate, you know, I was a little too big to be in the shit, and it tilted, but it kept going. And then it scraped up the side of my leg. And then I came in the house crying, ugh. And then my mother said, put your leg in the bathtub. And then the bitch poured alcohol on my leg.
To keep you from getting any germs or bacteria.
Yo, son, my mother did me dirty. I wowed out and like, yo.
I never saw that one in the hood. Thank God I never saw that one. Riding down the hood.
Brooklyn shit, East New York, Brownsville shit.
Oh wow.
But my mother said, bitch,
my anxiety was building up just watching it.
She said my anxiety. So you'd have been in trouble.
Just watching, like I swear my heart was pounding. But our final order is another Olympian. Well, kind of. So Sha'Carri Richardson has announced that she's ready to go against the Jamaican Olympic team in the it's called the Prefontaine Classic. It's coming up on the 21st of coming up on Saturday. And she said she's ready to go against the Jamaican team that won. She's saying she's gonna beat these bitches' asses. So this is her announcement. The video's right here.
All right.
And she's fast.
And then we out.
Fast.
Okay.
Sha'Carri says she's ready.
A couple, I took some time off to rest, and now it's game time, bitches.
She said that she wants all the smoke, that these gold medalists is lucky that she was not in the competition. She said they need runners like her. She said that people wasn't even paying attention to running until she jumped into the competition.
Is the race is it in Jamaica?
I'm not sure about that. But if everyone makes sure that they are following Bacon, Egg, and Cheese Show on Instagram, we will give a follow-up because I don't have that in my notes right now. But I don't think it is in Jamaica. I don't think it is.
Well, I know she was hoping so because she could smoke and still run because they not going to kick her out for smoking in Jamaica. Yeah, I know that.
It was legal in where she's from, but it had nothing to do with the rules of the competition.
Real quick, before we go, I want to address something that he said when he was like, back in the day, in order to keep certain black people off the street, in order for black people to earn money, they had talent and they would go outside and be like, yo, let me perform for you. And that's how they would get their bread. And I need you niggas to take notes. Or you bum niggas that stand at the front of the Chinese restaurant and open the door for me. That's not a talent. Don't ask me for no fucking money because you open the door for me. I didn't ask you who gave you this fucking job. You just open the door, and then when I come out, you open the door again. Excuse me, sister, you got some spare change? My nigga, can you sing? Can you dance? Can you flip? Tell me a joke, motherfucker, because you're not getting my money for opening the fucking door. So take notes.
I want to add to this comment by saying,
of course.
Speaking of work, I got some projects coming out. One is called True to the Game Part 3, produced by Manny Haley, starring Vivica Fox and the brilliant Columbus Short, and the whole cast is coming back.
I love Columbus.
Yeah, I do too. He's amazing.
They're bringing all the cuties for this project.
That's Manny Haley. And then I have a movie called Sebastian, starring Torrey Hart, produced by Torrey Hart. I'm a producer on it, directed by an amazing director named Man Robinson. This brother's doing some amazing stuff. Torrey Hart and I are partners. We got a plethora of projects coming out. We're working on some great things. I'm also doing another movie called Wayward. There's another project I have in the can that I'm forgetting about. That's what happens when you work as much as I've worked, and you know, you
talk
get a
your
little
shit.
older, you start forgetting shit. The one-man show is coming up. It's called, I'm not going to tell you guys what it's called because I don't want to look up and see somebody else trying to do what I'm doing, because this shit that I'm doing takes some serious time. But I promise you it's going to blow your mind. It's not a tell-all, but it's all I will tell.
And just so you know, the Prefontaine Classic Babs is going to be in Oregon. It's going to be in Eugene, Oregon. I believe weed is legal there, but it might not be legal. So just in case, Sha'Carri, don't smoke, or get the what's that pill called that the people be taking? Go get you one of those things.
Girl, don't smoke. Wait till the race is over and then holler at me. I'll blow your face off.
It's called niacin.
Big clouds. Big
clouds.
Niacin. Big clouds of gas.
I would like to say, Darius,
some niacin.
I would say, Darius, that I'm just so happy that you continue to work, because like we all discussed earlier, it takes a lot for a person to still be in the game. So when you was like, you know, your mom, she tried to do a good job. She did a great job, because there were so many different people who were in the, you don't hear from them anymore. Different things have happened, tragedy, like you said, life. So just thank God it's a blessing that you can sit here and have so many movies in the can and you can't remember them.
And all your teeth, your hairline look good, your skin is glowing.
Thank you.
In the new AZ video, they tried to play him. Jaheim looking good.
Well, look, you know, I gotta work, you know, especially with, you know, to take care of our kids. So, you know, we
there you go.
Yeah,
I like him. Love
Mom is
gonna like him.
Kill him too, so I ain't gotta do it alone. But you know, I'm gonna do my part. You ain't got to worry about nothing.
Mom is gonna like him. Look, Mom is gonna really like him.
I support this. And speaking of support,
he's coming to the next Spade game.
MissLissaKnows.com, where you can get some glasses, a tote bag, learn more about me, and if you make a purchase, enter the code Darius, and you're gonna save some money. Ow.
Yo, she is wild.
This was an amazing show. Thank you again. You are a legend. You deserve your flowers. You deserve all the acknowledgement, more blessings, more life, and I can't wait for the connection. Hopefully there's a real connection between you and Luck, because I'm here for it. I am completely here for it. I'm also here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, baby. It's the Bacon, Egg, and Cheese Show.
Yes.
Hey. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye, ladies.
Bye. It's the Bacon, Egg, and Cheese Show.
That was Fabulous Friday.
It's the Bacon, Egg, and Cheese Show.
TGIF, baby.